Hey guys, today is a movie review, and the first movie that I will be reviewing for you guys is Roadhouse. Roadhouse is about a bouncer, and I forgot his name. He goes from town to town fixing up bars for their owners. He gets asked to go and help this one guy. This guy comes to him for help to fix up his bar, and he goes, and he finds that the person who pretty much owns this town, and I think his name is Jasper, bullies the townspeople to get what he wants, and if they don't do it, he exacts revenge. And so he gets himself into a situation when he decides to stand up against this man. This is not a movie I'd actually watch normally. It's a little bit too different for me. But I did like the story, the premise of it. I thought that it was a really good idea. But the issue with the story that I had with this story was that I didn't really get to know the main character. Patrick Swayze is a really good actor, and that was like the only reason why I watched this movie, because of him. And I was really satisfied with his acting, but I just didn't feel like we really got to know him. The backstory about him was very minuscule. You didn't know the reason, but you never really understood like what he was feeling, like why does he feel this way because of that, you know, that kind of stuff. It wasn't really well done to me. The filming itself was very average. It wasn't the best made movie, and I don't think it was meant to be. It wasn't like they were trying to make it the best movie ever seen kind of thing. It was just a movie. I did like the music. It was pretty good. Overall, it was a good movie just to watch when you don't have nothing else to watch. I did feel like there was too many naked girls and stuff like that. I felt that was unnecessary. I have issues when it comes to movies that have violence and raunchiness in it, and so I can overlook violence at times when the story itself is really good, and you know you love the story itself, and like you fall for the characters and everything like that. When you can get into the story itself and just kind of close your eyes at the violent parts, it balances out for me, and I can overlook that. But this movie, it was all right in your face, and I felt like the violence and the nakedness was unnecessary. Overall, I give this a 10 out of 20 stars. The second movie that I'll be sharing with you guys is Hugo, which is about a boy who lives in a clock tower, and he meets a girl named Isabel who has a key to the message from his father. What I really loved about this movie was the filming. I loved that feel combination between real characters and animation. It was just really beautifully done. I loved the color and the energy that you got from the filming and everything like that. It was just really wonderfully done. But the movie itself, though it had really great potential, it was not a good movie. I felt like it was really boring. It was so slow, and it was so sad to me because I really was looking forward to watching this movie. But it was really slow and boring, and though it was enjoyable at parts, I felt like they didn't do enough to make it catchy, to make you keep you wanting to watch. It wasn't enough for me. And the other part of it that really pulled it down was the acting. I did not like the acting as much as I thought I would. And the guy who plays George, though I do like him, he's a really great actor. I just didn't really feel that this character was him. Like, I don't know, it just didn't seem like a good fit for him. The one thing that maybe made me not like this movie as well was the fact that the previews was very deceiving. I felt like when I watched the previews, that was going to be really exciting, fast moving, and just a really wonderful story. But when I watched the movie, of course, like I said, it was just really slow and boring, and it was like a misconception that it was going to be more dramatic than it was. So, I don't know. So I gave this a 16 out of 20, only because I think that was a really well-made movie. The third movie is Gladiator. Gladiator is about General Maximus, who was to become the emperor, but the late emperor's son decides to execute him. And he escapes to become a slave, then a gladiator, and then he decides to defy the emperor. I really loved the special effects, the way that they did the angles, and the transitions between certain scenes where they did the whole sunset rising shots, and I just loved that. I loved the beauty of the filming. It was just so beautiful. Phoenix and Russell Crowe are two actors that I was really looking forward to seeing in this movie. I did not know what this movie was really about, except that it was about a gladiator, and I was looking forward to seeing them in this movie, and that was what brought me into watching it. And I was really happy to see these two people working so well together. Joaquin Phoenix really did well as an evil person. It was really amazing to me to see how changed he was from what I've seen in Walk the Line. And I loved the dark look, the way that darkness just seeped through him. It was just really wonderful done. And Russell Crowe, who I've always loved in these timed pieces, he played Robin Hood, which I loved him in that movie too. And so I was looking forward to seeing how he would do in this. And he has such a strong personality. He knows how to act pride and honor and have that morality that this character is. He's honor, he's kind, he has pride, he rules with a just hand, he's that kind of person, and he knew how to envelop and become this person so very well. And I just loved him in this movie. He knew how to play this character so well and to make you know him and to love him. So I just thought it was just wonderful. The story itself was just really beautiful and sad, and it was just one of those movies where you just you root for him so much, and you're just so sad because everything that happened to him was just so horrible. And it was just a wonderfully well done movie when it comes to the story itself, because the story pulls you in, keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's really well paced, and if a movie can get you on the edge of your seat and to want more of it, it's really well done when it comes to it's a really well done story. Fighting scenes I did not like as much. I think it was really gruesome. But my rule when it comes to these kind of movies is that if the story can overcome the violence, which is very rare, I think, I can overlook it. So I was able to overlook it in this movie, and it's very rare for me to be able to do that. And the story was so beautiful and well done, like I said before, and I can't help but love it. And the violence, though gruesome, it wasn't, like something that I couldn't overlook. I could overlook it. So, the music also was just really beautiful. I think that they chose very well in the music that they put into this movie, because it really helped set the mood and it helped give you really good clues to what was going to happen. I gave it a 19 out of 20. And I did lower it. It would have been a perfect score for me, but I lowered it because of the violence, because there were parts where I thought that they could have cut it down a bit. The last movie that I'll be sharing with you guys is In Time. This movie is set in the future where aging stops at 25 years. And time is the new currency. So, if you have enough time, you could live forever. So, this movie is really about Will Salas, who meets a guy in a bar who has centuries of time. And he helps him out, and he wakes up the next morning with centuries of time, and the guy dead. He gets accused of murdering him, and he decides that when he gets accused, that he's going to take all the time that he possibly can. I really loved the special effects, the feel of the futuristicism, and the color and how it just felt bigger, you know, just that bigger than life kind of feel. The acting itself was really great. I loved the guy who played Will Salas and Amanda Seyfried, both really great people. What I didn't understand about Amanda Seyfried was her hair. It looked like she was wearing a wig, and I didn't understand that. It was just, you know, I didn't like it, you know. When you look at the characters and how they act and how they dress, dressing and can be part of it. And if she doesn't seem to fit her own hair, the way her hair, was really awkward looking at her just because her hair didn't look like it was hers. The whole premise of the story is about time, and I think time is a very prominent issue with us, so it was just really cool. And it kept you on edge, wanting to know what was going to happen next, and I loved that part. The only issue I really had, like the biggest issue I had, was that there was a romance. There was a romance in this movie, and I just felt like it's unnecessary. When it comes to this kind of movie, I just feel like there's no need for romance. This is supposed to be action and drama and fighting for something, and they put romance in it, and oh my gosh, it was really horribly done. I didn't like it. I didn't like the romance. It felt like it was out of place, and it was just like rushed, and I didn't like it because this movie is not supposed to be about romance. And so I didn't like it at all. And the fact is, she thought that he murdered him too, and that was never resolved either, and you just felt like it was just not good at all. I did like the movie itself. The storyline was really good overall. If you took that part out, it would be a really good movie if they had taken out the romance. So I would give this movie a 15 out of 20 just because of the romance. Well, that is it for me. If you've watched any of these movies before, tell me what you thought of them, and until next time, peace out.